And you don't spend a lot of time explaining the, biology behind it all with, jargons. Which maybe folks can't understand, which is a good thing. But if I were to put you on a spot, Dr. Lewis, to explain, bits of parts of a tree, what does stomata do, the flat plates and the chlorophyll, can you explain that in simple words? Because it's a complicated organism where it has to, the size of some trees is huge, as we've just spoken about. So how do all of these work in symphony for it to stay alive for centuries?
Well, if I really had to simplify it, because you kind of have to generalize about these things, because there are many different complicated botanical, mechanizations at play in trees, and so trees, as a recent this is not my phrase; it's the title of a recent book, but trees are really light-eating machines. That's what they are. They eat light and water is the way to think about it, and it requires both of those things. All trees need light for photosynthesis. Not every single tree. There are a few exceptions of trees that don't photosynthesize, but they're very, very rare. And they all need some sort of moisture to grow. And so if you think about them as light-eating and water-eating machines, because they're like a machine in a sense, things are put into motion, they pull, the tallest trees like the coast redwood can pull water, has to pull a couple million pounds worth of pressure up into the tops of these trees, and it's probably the limiting factor for the tallest trees is how much it's able to actually pull. I mean, if you suck water through a straw, it's not hard for you and I to get a nice refreshing drink, but if you're a tree and you have to suck water through a 390-foot straw, very different. And you and I would be confronted with that if we were in some situation where there was a glass of water and we had a straw that long and we had to take a drink. I guarantee you we could not. We'd never get that water up to our mouth along that 380, 390 feet. So, so it helps to think about them as machines. I wrote a piece for Time magazine about this too after the book came out, about how trees are constructed, was the word I used in that article. Trees are constructions in the sense that they're constructed in that evolutionary processes have led to their being certain ways, I suppose, is I think what I was the point I was trying to get across. I think I talked about trees being engineered in a sense, not by a deity, in my particular view of things, but by all the forces that trees are subjected to. And evolution